I just wanted to ask you how significant you think the intervention of US President Donald Trump was. He came out with those very strong words last night, which you heard. Do you think that gave Benjamin Netanyahu the green light to now adopt this stance to deliver his own ultimatum to Hamas?
What ultimatum? Again, I'm not here to be a government spokesman. What ultimatum are you talking about?
Well, when he says he's going to pull out of the deal unless the hostages are released on time, the 3 hostages that are due to be released on Saturday.
But that's always been part and parcel of the agreement. We have both sides have obligations to fulfill. Hamas has said they will not fulfill they came out openly and said they will not fulfill their obligations. Netanyahu has answered that and said, if you don't fulfill your obligations, the ceasefire has come to an end.
Well, let's talk to Mark Sofer, former Israeli ambassador to Ireland, India and Australia, also a former Deputy Director General at the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Good evening to you, Mark.
Good evening.
Good to have you with us. Do you think that those words from the Israeli Prime Minister signal that this current ceasefire in Gaza is going to collapse come Saturday?
Well, perhaps I could start by saying that I'm not a spokesman for the Israeli government. As a matter of fact, I'm very critical of the current Israeli government. But I really must correct your opening statement at the headline, where Netanyahu, according to what you mentioned, said that if all the remaining hostages are not released by Saturday, the ceasefire will come to an end. He didn't actually say that. He said that by no means, as a matter of fact. He said that if the hostages that are supposed to be released on Saturday are not released, then the ceasefire will come to an end.
Yes, I was making it clear that it was Donald Trump who said that all the hostages should be released, but I quoted the exact words that Benjamin Netanyahu said.
I understand that, but you said it was Netanyahu. And again, I'm not going to support Netanyahu, but I just think we ought to set the record straight there. The second issue I would say is the following. We are in an agreement with Hamas via the interlocutors. On Sunday of this week, Hamas said it is stopping the agreement. And that they will not release any more hostages. That already is a abrogation of the ceasefire. And what I think we are looking for, not the government only in Israel, but the whole of the Israeli population, and certainly the hostage families, is a continuation of the agreement that we have come to. In other words, come Saturday, 3 of the hostages which are supposed to be released will be released, and that we will continue working towards hopefully a stage 2 of the agreement, in which, by the end of which, all of the hostages will be released. I would, of course, love President Trump's wish that all of the hostages were released immediately without delay, not in drips and drabs would happen. But we're not talking about Britain or France or Australia or wherever. We're talking about a group of bestial terrorists who take glee and a cynical ploy in parading half-starved and emaciated people in front of baying crowds. And this isn't normal behavior by any means. So let us stick to the agreement. Let us hope that what Hamas has threatened, that they will stop the release of all hostages, will not actually come about.
Well, I think many people will have been shocked at the state of those latest hostages who were released. Hamas had said it would delay the release of more hostages, and it has accused Israel of targeting civilians, trying to get back to their homes in northern Gaza, or failing to allow in enough humanitarian supplies. Would it not have been better for the Israeli government and its officials to try to negotiate behind the scenes instead of taking this very public stance and threatening to pull out?
I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at. It was Hamas that came out with a statement saying that they are stopping the release of hostages. They are abrogating the agreement. It was them. Nobody expected it. Nobody knew it was going to happen. I'm not even sure that the Hamas, it was actually done by the military wing of Hamas in Gaza. So what you're saying is that the Hamas can come out and make a statement, which is an abominable statement, that they are abrogating the agreement, and Israel should just sit down and say, let's work behind the scenes. Things don't work like that. Now, as far as the Hamas, first of all, there is no moral equivalence between Hamas and anyone else in the world, including Israel. The fact that they say that not enough aid is coming in, or whatever they are saying, is complete rubbish. and it's not us that's saying that. The aid is coming in, according to all international observers, exactly as was agreed to in the agreement. Moreover, what the Hamas is saying, that people are being shot when coming into North Gaza, is also a lot of rubbish. What we have said, and what the army has said, and I'm not quoting the government here because, as I say, I'm not a government spokesman, is that those who approach the Israeli border there will be firing in the air so that they should turn back. And that is crucial because we have already had experience of 4,000 Palestinians going on the rampage in Israel, killing and raping and murdering innocent civilians. So we will not stand by, certainly, for the approach of who knows who they are, Palestinians getting near to the Israeli border.
Of course.
So
and
I think that's where
I
we
just
are.
wanted to ask you, Mark.
I beg your pardon?
I just wanted to ask you how significant you think the intervention of US President Donald Trump was. He came out with those very strong words last night, which you heard. Do you think that gave Benjamin Netanyahu the green light to now adopt this stance to deliver his own ultimatum to Hamas?
But what ultimatum? Again, I'm not here to be a government spokesman. What ultimatum are you talking about?
Well, when he says he's going to pull out of the deal unless the hostages are released on time, the 3 hostages that are due to be released on Saturday.
But that's always been part and parcel of the agreement. We have both sides have obligations to fulfill. Hamas has said they will not fulfill they came out openly and said they will not fulfill their obligations. Netanyahu has answered that and said, if you don't fulfill your obligations, the ceasefire has come to an end. But that is part and parcel of the whole thing. So I don't know really what we're getting at here. We have one side says we're going to abrogate the agreement. One side says we're going to continue the agreement. And if you abrogate the agreement, we're back to where we were beforehand. I'm not really, it's not a question of Trump here. It's a question of the Israeli people. It's a question of the Israeli population. We are watching our hostages who were stolen, taken from their beds, elderly people, little babies, emaciated. And what we have seen on Saturday, incidentally, is a forerunner. We will see much, much worse. We will see body bags coming out. We will see people in terrible shape. There's a 1-year-old baby there. It was 1-year-old when he was captured. A 2-year-old, I hope they're still alive. I don't know, etc. There are 78 people there. They could easily all be released tomorrow. The whole thing would come to an end, and we will be towards looking to a new future for Palestinians, for Israelis. But we are dealing with Hamas.
Okay.
So I don't think the border is actually in Israel's court at all.
We'll have to leave it there. Mark Sofer, former Israeli ambassador, also a former deputy director general at the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Really good to have you with us tonight. Thank you so much.